We are live with episode 42 of Vindication. My name is Alexander Shaw. I am joined by the chairman of the CWL, and we are just a couple weeks away from Jailbreak, the final stop on the road to Endgame. And tonight we have two qualifiers for the World Title Chamber match. But starting things off, we have Sergeant Hunter versus Garnet Court. Although, I'm not entirely sure if this is Sergeant Hunter.
We have been told by sources, by medical sources that have been very, very, very verified by many different people. This is actually Sergeant Grotto. So, I'm not entirely sure, what exactly happened or what is going on, but we can definitely confirm that this is not Sergeant Hunter. We saw the real Sergeant Hunter at Supremacy.
The opening match of Vindication is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, weighing 256 pounds, from Nova Scotia, Canada, Sergeant Hunter.
Well, the announcer got it wrong again, but that's okay. There's mass confusion happening right now between Sergeant Hunter and Sergeant Grotto. And, one has to think that Sergeant Grotto may not be all here today after the shock at Supremacy.
Yeah, and you've got to think going into this match, how much is this affecting Grotto? I mean, he's sort of been having this sort of secret identity, I guess is a way to put it, for the past few months since he made his return and faced Harris, and he's been undefeated. But now that he's been found out, I mean, it does not affect him in any way,
Well, it's been longer than just a few months. It's almost been a year there, Alex, because Sergeant Grotto here was actually the general manager for NIEW as well. And that's when people started noticing a change in the attitude.
Well, again, he's had this sort of year. It's now been found out. Garnet Court, someone who we said needs to get his head into the game, this might be his best chance, as we don't know if maybe the fact that Sergeant Hunter has made his return, how that's affecting Grotto right now. This could be very much so weighing on the head of Sergeant Grotto, and if he's not careful, he could get caught slipping.
And his opponent, Garnet Court.
This is a golden opportunity for Garnet Court to start making a name for himself once again. Many moons ago, he had a signature win that he could not capitalize on. And ever since then, he has kind of been adamant about getting another signature win. And tonight could be his chance.
I mean, that's the thing, yeah. I said earlier that if he wants to get back on the horse, tonight is the best night to do it. I mean, a win over Sergeant Grotto, who's been undefeated since coming to CWL, and then to have him beat him and that winning streak, he's got a perfect chance now, especially with the mind games possibly going on with Grotto.
Garnet Court is just a specimen of an athlete. He is deceptively tall. Every single time that he is put into a match, we always, think that he's going to stand toe-to-toe with everybody. But this man actually towers over them.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how Grotto adjusts to someone like Garnet Court, as I don't think he's really faced anyone his size since coming to the CWL, but he's also beaten some of the best that CWL has to offer. He's beaten a Harris in his debut match, for God's sakes. I mean, the man is talented.
And here we go. The bell is about to ring. Both men are ready. We are underway here in our first match for Vindication.
Hip toss there by Garnet Court, and this is smart for him. He wants to get into the advantage early because he does not want to let Grotto put this away quick. I mean, you've got to feel Grotto, he doesn't want to be here. He wants to be focusing more on Hunter being back. He doesn't want to spend 20 minutes, 15 minutes in the ring here. He wants to get in, get out as quick as possible, and I think the longer this match goes, the better it favors Garnet Court.
Now, Alex, do you think that this match may have a probable interference by Sergeant Hunter?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I was going to say it's been opposite of what we've seen, but we obviously know that wasn't Sergeant Hunter. Sergeant Hunter, as we know, isn't necessarily the type of person to attack someone when it's not a match without reason. I mean, we've seen it in his feuds with the Starfield. He's done it from time to time, but I'm not sure if I would expect it, but I wouldn't be surprised by it.
Now look at this headlock take over here by Garnet Court as Grotto was able to roll him through, but Garnet Court right back up on his feet. And here's the strength that we talked about from Garnet Court. Just flipping him over with a gun wrench and planting him with that power bomb.
Went for another kick. This time I got caught by Hunter. Or by Grotto. Sorry. It's still weird, seeing the man in the uniform and not thinking it's Sergeant Hunter.
No, I don't blame you at all there, Alex. It is definitely a weird situation. As now, again, just the salute by the Sarge. That is something that he favors. He just likes to get under people's skin.
Yeah, well, right now, that knee just connected not under the skin, but onto the nose bridge of Sergeant Grotto, as Garnet Court has got him stuck in the Tree of Woe and just choking him out now with his big boot.
Now Garnet Court right there just flexing again, showing his strength. And maybe this is just Grotto adjusting to the size and power of Garnet Court, because again, this man is deceptively large.
And we're seeing that size play an advantage here as the strength comes through. And just dropping Grotto with that deadlift gut wrench suplex.
Look at that again with
picking
ease.
Him up. And that power slam drops him. And now looking to send Grotto for a ride. Running powerbomb release style.
And
going into the...
Did you see how Grotto's hands just hit the ropes? That could have been it, but Garnet Court only able to secure a 2 count.
And I think we saw a little bit of hesitation there from Garnet Court. I think if he was able to capitalize a bit quicker, he might have been able to do it. But this might be it as it is. Up on the shoulders. Cross-legged driver.
Now going right into the pinfall. Could this be it for Grotto? 1, 2, and Garnet Court picks up the victory over Sergeant Grotto.
I said that if there was ever going to be a time for him to pick up that big win, it would be now. The mind games. You've got to feel that Sergeant Grotto was not focused on this match. He was focused on Sergeant Hunter. He was focused on every other issue he's got right now. Garnet Court took advantage of that and finally picked up another win.
The winner of the match, Garnet Court.
Well, Garnet, you were looking for that other signature win to restart your momentum. Here you got it, kid. What are you going to do with it?
Yeah, can he capitalize on this one, or will he let the momentum slip away again? That is the big question surrounding Garnet Court right now.
As now we are expecting Amber Arcade, as she has asked for some time to talk about this ordeal with Taylor Jones that she's been having as of late.
Yeah, and, you know, we talked about the big question with Garnet Court, but the big question with Amber Arcade and Taylor Jones is, will we see a match? It seems Amber Arcade wants a match. She wants to fight Taylor Jones, but from what I understand, Taylor Jones, I don't think wants anything to do with it.
It's been an interesting scenario for sure, and, you know, after Taylor Jones targeted Lady Britannia earlier this season, it all just started dismantling from there. But now we're going to hear from Amber Arcade, so let's see what she's got to say. Well, that didn't take long there for Taylor Jones to come out here. Maybe Amber struck a chord.
I mean, she mentioned that, you know, Taylor Jones, the mask she wore was once a symbol of hope, almost a symbol of, you know, heroics. But now the mask is just a symbol of Taylor Jones using herself to hide from situations. Much like she hides her face, she is hiding from Amber Arcade and this challenge she is making. But it seems like she's done hiding, Jim. She's out here and she doesn't look all too pleased with Amber Arcade.
Well, these two have actually been across the ring from each other several times. If I'm not mistaken, Amber actually slapped the taste out of Taylor Jones' mouth a few weeks ago. But still, no match has been made official. Nothing has been agreed to. And Taylor Jones just keeps changing the rules every single time. Oh, there we go. That is what finally struck a chord, as Taylor Jones just hits Amber Arcade with a microphone. And look at Amber Arcade. She finally had enough of it. She was dazed from that microphone shot, but now her and Taylor Jones are going at it.
And we've got it locked up here. Crucifix position for the Super Amber Bomb. Amber Arcade has got her match at Endgame.
And what a statement sent by Amber Arcade.
A super statement, if you will. It's Amber Arcade now. She got what she wanted. She got the match, and she got a little bit of revenge.
Well, looks like we have one of our matches set for Endgame in 5 weeks there, Alex. But coming up next, we are going to have the Vindication champion who, well, is going to walk through a chamber that, for some reason, doesn't include Kaylyn.
Yeah, I've got to wonder if maybe that's a call from the Black Rose, as Kaylyn, by all rights, has earned a shot at that title. I mean, she came second in that Supremacy Cup, only losing one match the whole time, but, you know, it is what it is.
The following match is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, representing the fabulous Furious Freaks, weighing 275 pounds, from Buffalo, New York, your Vindication Women's Champion, the monster known as Rox.
And now we see Rox making her way to the ring. She has become synonymous with this Vindication Women's Championship literally all season long. She lost it for 2 months, and that's it. Other than that, she's been the champion all year long.
It took an entire church to beat her. Like, let's not beat her on the bush on that sense. Like, yeah, Olivia Michelle pinned her for the title, but it took interference from the entire Church of Steel. And that just goes to show how dominant Rox has been. That she won that title for the first time at last Endgame, and if she's successful at Jailbreak, she'll walk into this Endgame as champion.
And her opponents, representing the DGC, weighing 150 pounds, from Manhattan, New York, Kaylyn.
Some say that Kaylyn should be in that chamber. But again, I think you may have hit the nail on the head there. It may have been an order from the Black Rose to not accept the contract to be inside the chamber, because as we know, the Black Rose is in that chamber.
I mean, she has been killing it on Vindication the last few weeks, but, you know, we look at that lineup. It's a hell of a lineup, but you've got to wonder if maybe she should be in that spot, maybe more so than some of the other people in there. But regardless, if Kaylyn wants to prove something, she's got to do it here tonight by beating Rox, something she has never been able to do, and it is not a good start.
Look at that, a European uppercut by Kaylyn as she tries to take down the monster. Now, what kind of strategy do you have to employ to try and take down somebody like Rox, especially if you're the size of Kaylyn?
I mean, I think one thing we've seen that's worked before on Rox is just sort of outlasting her. We know that similar to Malin Benson, Rox, she likes to just sort of destroy her opponents early, and it's less of, oh, she's overwhelming you with offense, and more so, by the time you start fighting back, your body's been broken in 20 different ways. There's a reason that no one's been able to figure out the puzzle that is Rox yet here on Vindication. That being said, I do think Kaylyn might have the tools to do it. It's just a matter of, can she put together the puzzle tonight before Rox breaks her spine and legs.
Now look at that. Kaylyn sweeps the leg from underneath, and I think she's doing a pretty good job of, you know, taking down the monster. And what's surprising to me is that before this wasn't an issue, that springboard DDT seems to have planted the champion, but you know, figuring out Rox wasn't an issue before. Maybe it's just the fact that Rox finally found her groove and finally found how to bring the monster out, because before we called her a monster, but she still kept getting beat. But now it is just a whole different story.
Well, and one thing we also have to keep in mind is confidence plays a big factor in professional wrestling. Anyone that tells you otherwise has never been in a fight before. Rox, like you said, yeah, she was called a monster, but she wasn't unbeatable. Now, however, she does seem unbeatable. You've got to feel anyone going into a match with Rox, there's got to be that little bit of fear, that little bit of doubt that they might not be able to do it, whereas Rox doesn't have that same inhibition, that same doubt.
Look at this. Kaylyn with a beautiful Pele kick that seems to have staggered the champion. And now she's got her up. It somehow hits the one-night stand.
But Kaylyn's got to capitalize now. Goes into the cover, hooks the leg. Is that enough to put down the champion? No, Vox getting the shoulder up.
Very, very close call there as the pinfall almost happened, but now looks like Kaylyn is gearing up for something once again as the champion is in trouble. She gets kicked, and now Kaylyn with a fisherman buster, just brain buster.
Just dropping it on the back of the head to Kaylyn to upset the champion. And she does it. Kaylyn has pinned Vox. 1, 2, 3, middle of the ring.
The winner of the match, Kaylyn.
You want to talk about statements made. You want to talk about destroying a monster. That is literally what Kaylyn has just done just 2 weeks prior to the jailbreak chamber.
I am in shock, Chairman. This is a sight many people, anyone beating Vox, no matter what caliber competitor, is an upset. But the fact that Kaylyn did, someone not even in the chamber match, that's got to be big in the rankings and just shifting up the scene. But speaking of upsets, can Xander Woods pull off the upset here going up against Ricky Valentine, who, as of late, has been on a bit of a losing streak?
A bit of a losing streak, but yet an amazing performance at the Battle for Supremacy. We're still confirming this, but if I'm not mistaken, didn't Ricky earn the most eliminations accolade at the Battle for Supremacy?
He very well might have, but it's not about throwing people over the top rope tonight. It's about pinning the 1, 2, 3, and can he do that here tonight?
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 240 pounds, from Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, the gorgeous Ricky Valentine.
You know, one of those people that he did throw up over the top rope is Carl Stone, Vindication's newest superstar, who may have caught the ire of Ricky Valentine last week, and we can confirm now with you, ladies and gentlemen, we will be seeing them go one-on-one in 2 weeks at Jailbreak.
Yes, and Ricky Valentine, though, you've got to feel tonight is a big match for him because, like I said, he's been having issues as of late picking up wins, especially big wins in big situations. And you've got to feel the first step of getting onto that horse to getting that momentum he needs to pick up the win at Jailbreak is by beating Xander Woods here tonight, which I'm not saying, you know, he is the favorite in this match, but I'm just saying Xander Woods winning would be a big upset and would just go to show how much of a slump Ricky Valentine is currently in.
Now, I don't know if you watched our little catch-up with everybody yesterday, but Carl Stone was talking to Ryan Porter about being thrown over the top rope. And while talking to Porter, something just clicked in his head. And we actually haven't heard from Carl Stone after he walked away from Ryan Porter. Do you think he finally figured something out to get him the victory over Ricky Valentine in 2 weeks?
I mean, he needs to think of something quick because Ricky Valentine is no one's fool, and he is not a doormat to be walked over. Carl Stone's going to need to bring his best come Jailbreak.
And his opponent, Xander Woods.
And here comes the Shoeless Wonder, someone that has been here with the company since our inception, actually, since literally season 0. I look forward to see what Xander Woods can do here and to see if he can take down somebody like Ricky Valentine, another person that's also been here since day 1.
I mean, these two were actually a part of a bit of a rivalry back in Season 1 over the Gold in the Bank briefcase and including Frank Victoria Anderson, where, you know, Ricky Valentine, Xander Woods were both sort of vying for Frank Victoria Anderson's Gold in the Bank briefcase. You know, it's sort of now a bit of a rematch from all the way back then, which is always interesting to see, but we talked about Garnet Court picking up the upset. We talked about Kaylyn picking up the upset. What if Xander Woods beats Ricky Valentine? I mean, there's no better time to do it. Like I said, Ricky Valentine's in a slump right now. There's no better time for him to pull off the upset than tonight.
This definitely seems to be the air is different around this. So maybe this is the underdog's night. It could be. You know, I actually once bet on 7 underdogs in a parlay in a couple of UFC fights, and I made myself some pretty cash there. So maybe I should have done the same here tonight.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to gamble anymore. There was a whole issue about it back in '96. I'll talk to you about it after show. But regardless, if there's ever been an underdog, the ultimate underdog has always been the shoeless wonder Xander Woods. But he is always someone who has come to fight, and he is going to do just that here tonight as he connects with the Insecurity, shoving that toe right in the side of the head of Ricky Valentine.
But Ricky Valentine gets right back up here, and now look at that short forearm. Ricky Valentine starting to fight back now, and these two are just slugging it out.
I mean, hey, like I said, both these men have something to prove here tonight, and I don't think either wants to come out with anything but a W.
Oh, he tried to go for the gut kick, but Ricky Valentine catches him instead. And now Xander Woods, able to counter there. Gets caught up in the ropes, but again, just slugging it out. This is just a mugging from Xander Woods.
Xander Woods is going crazy with the punches. Hit him with so many rights, Ricky Valentine is practically begging for a left, as now he ducks down and connects with an elbow, but it's not enough to drop the gorgeous one off his feet as he gets sent to the corner, goes for the chop snapmare, and a drop kick to the side of the head. Ricky Valentine back in control.
Going for the pinfall here, referee in position 1, but Xander Woods able to kick out at just the 1.
As now goes for a low chop, Xander able to dodge it, and now Xander sending him into the corner. Clothesline, bulldog combination, as Xander Woods has been lighting up Ricky Valentine so far, as he's got the leg and just snaps it back, tearing at the tendons.
Now going for the pinfall once again, 1, but Xander Woods now the one that is able to secure the 1 count. Ricky Valentine, he didn't like that kick as he gets right back up. But Xander Woods sends Ricky into the corner. Now that clothesline to the back of the head could have done some serious damage there.
And now, just a disrespectful slap to the face. Xander Woods almost tried to wake Ricky Valentine up there. As this is the guy that has main evented the first endgame. He is a Triple Crown champion. And Xander Woods is like, come on, show me that guy.
And now look at this. Ricky Valentine up in his shoulders. Plants him down with that neck breaker.
That Death Valley driver, and now sizing up Xander Woods. Needed a head discus lariat.
And now Ricky Valentine just dropping the elbows on top of the head right there. And that has definitely gotten some damage. Maybe trying to cut open Xander Woods, because we know that Xander Woods does have that scar tissue on his head. And now look at that, the shoulder breaker.
And that could just be enough to put down the shoeless wonder. Xander Woods kicks out at 1. And now Vicky looking to finally put him away. Kick to the gut, hooks the arms. St. Valentine's Day Massacre. And that is it. Ricky Valentine puts down a very fired up Xander Woods, but put him down he did.
the winner of the match, the gorgeous Ricky Valentine.
Well, Ricky Valentine got a victory here today, and now he looks forward to Jailbreak when he faces Carl Stone in one-on-one action.
Yeah, and you've got to feel now the confidence is back for Ricky Valentine. After a good showing at Supremacy and a good showing tonight, he's put together some of the tools to get himself out of that slump. But the real test, wait a second here, Carl Stone in the ring, tripping up Ricky Valentine. What in hell is going on?
It looks like Carl Stone finally realized that revelation, sending Ricky over the top rope. And now just sending him to the mat right here in front of us. And look at Carl celebrating, showing that anybody can go over the top rope, even when you're not expecting it.
Well, I guess even if Ricky Valentine got this wave of momentum, it's Carl Stone that got the last laugh here tonight. You've got to feel this is going to be an intense matchup going into Jailbreak.
Interesting moment there for Carl Stone. Again, sending Ricky over the top rope just like they did at Supremacy, but we're going to go ahead and put that in the back burner for now. We're going to find out more information when we can about it. Coming up next, we have another entry to the Chamber matchup as Jasper Star and Flapjack Carter go one-on-one to see who's going to be next to go inside the Jailbreak Chamber.
Of course, this is also a battle between two different stables here. We've got the Crimson Dragons versus FFF. We know Chris Princess isn't going to be in the building tonight, but Flapjack Carter looking to carry the torch.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, representing the Crimson Dragons, weighing in at 210 pounds, from Kingston upon Tynes, England, Jasper Star.
Jasper Star has seemed to turn over a new leaf for the Crimson Dragons, and this is his first, well, I guess second opportunity after the battle for supremacy, but first singles action since joining the Crimson Dragons, and he wants to bring back a dub.
And you've got to wonder if maybe Jasper Star, I mean, he's the one that put MD on the shelf, and as we hear, MD might be out permanently. You gotta wonder if now he's feeling that he needs to make it up for his Crimson Dragon teammates by getting a spot in the chamber and getting that world title.
And his opponent, representing the fabulous Furious Freaks, weighing 205 pounds, from Mexico City, Mexico, Flapjack Carter.
You know, we talk a lot about Griteri heading into Endgame as a champion to go back home to Mexico. But can you imagine if Flapjack Carter gets that same opportunity and doesn't squander it like Griteri did last week, and he actually heads into Mexico City as the Vindication champion?
You know, I think, that if many people heard that snare, they think it'd be an upset. A lot of people sleep on Flapjack Carter. This man was a double champion here at the CWL, simultaneously holding the Twitch and the tag team titles. Okay, so he is an elite level competitor that maybe gets overshadowed by the likes of Chris Princess, Colin Prince in his stable. Now that Colin Prince is on the shelf, Chris Princess is not in the building tonight, Flapjack Carter gets a chance to cut loose and show us what he can really do here tonight against Jasper Star. And should he win, he might be a dark horse favorite going into the chamber.
And I mean, he continues to have amazing matches here on Vindication, and it's hard. It is a tough test to put down Flapjack Carter. And the fact that that's who Jasper Star wanted just goes to show how determined he is to prove to the Crimson Dragons that he belongs.
Absolutely. And now we see that Tiger fake kick off the rip here from Jasper. He is not playing any games.
Now that headlock driver plants down Flapjack Carter there, and very smart by Jasper to not go after the pinfall, instead continuing the attack. He knows that he's got to do everything in his power to get Flapjack Carter down, and this Jasper Star is definitely looking good so far.
Looking good so far, but Flapjack Carter firing back with that tilt-a-whirl DDT. And that's what's so dangerous about Flapjack Carter. He just needs one opening, and he can sort of unleash that pit bull style of fighting that really can, if I'm being honest, decimate anyone in the CWL.
And now look at this. It's got him up, and oh my God!
Driver.
Oh my God, the way he just planted down Flapjack there. That looked rough. That definitely looked rough.
It looked rough, and Jasper Star, I mean, he is a dangerous competitor as he goes to the cover here, only a 1 count, but sort of like I said earlier, he is the reason MD is on the shelf seemingly permanently, at least for now, and he is willing to do whatever it takes to win a match. Can he do, though, what it takes to beat Flapjack Carter? That's what's going to be, the interesting thing to find out.
And look at that. I think Jasper Star may have landed wrong on that leg, maybe on that hip. That didn't look too comfortable, and he looked like he was kind of shaking the pain off there a little bit as the referee's up to a 2 count. Flapjack Carter beckoning Jasper to go back inside the ring. And now Jasper got him up in position. Look at that! Turns the suplex into a power bomb.
Absolutely crazy athleticism from Jasper here. But now, wait for the inverted DDT. Did Flapjack Carter? Jasper catches him with the suplex. This has been a completely different Jasper Star than we're used to seeing here tonight, as he has been on fire. Connects. And is that enough? No. The sit-out sliced bread, not enough to put it away. Instead, going to the top rope is Jasper Star, looking to put down Flapjack Carter. Once and for shooting star press connects.
The shooting star press connects, but Jasper Star is not done. Again, he did his homework. He knows it's not easy to take down Flapjack Carter, as now the chicken wing chokehold is in. This could be it. If Flapjack Carter taps, Jasper Star is going to the chamber.
Locked in tight, legs wrapped, arm wrapped, nowhere for Flapjack to go. He can't reach the ropes, but Jasper, I think he felt Flapjack trying to get out of it, instead choosing to break up the hold. And now Flapjack has his moment to strike with that jawbreaker. And now sheer drop brainbuster.
The brainbuster connects, and now these two are going to take the fight to the outside. Jasper Star seems to have changed his mind, though. Very smart, as now he is trying to get back in control of this matchup. Oh, Flapjack Carter misses that twisted clothesline. And now Jasper Star, Northern Lights suplex, picks him back up. And now picking the Flapjack Carter. Look at that! A twisting suplex.
Almost a bit of a shout out to the world champion, saying anything you could do, I could do better. As he sends now Flapjack off the ropes. Drops down. Goes for the pump kick. Gets caught by Carter. Oh, but catches him with a forearm. These two just going back and forth with the strikes, and Jasper sends him to the outside. All hell is broken loose in this one, as Jasper picking up Flapjack Carter. And what's he got in mind here? Got him almost in a backpack position. Face buster on the outside.
These two are going a million miles per hour and not stopping here, Alex. This is the kind of action that we expect from world champions, and only one of these men is going to get the opportunity to try and become one. As once again, Jasper Star plants him down with that slice spread. Is this going to be it, too? And Jasper Star has defeated Flapjack Carter and is going inside the chamber.
And this is a win that many people might not have been expecting. As, again, Flapjack Carter, hell of a history here in CWL, but Jasper Star has something to prove. And that was the key difference that separated the two men here tonight, is that Jasper Star just wanted it that little bit more. And now we have a Crimson Dragons representative in the chamber. Could we get another one later tonight?
The winner of the match, Jasper Star.
Now the road to redemption for Jasper Star has officially begun. He is a part of the Crimson Dragons, and he managed to earn his way into the chamber. But now he stands across the field from Pistolero, Alex Graves, and, this is going to be a tough test for Jasper. It's basically all his ghosts coming back to haunt him.
Yeah, said he might have more than a ghost following him later on. He might have a friend in the trenches if Xistro Horror is successful against Harris later on in our main event tonight. But coming up next, we have tag team action as the Broken Standard are set to face the tag team champions, Star Jam and LLC, at Jailbreak. However, tonight they've got to deal with a different champion, the YouTube champion, Max Shearman, and his tag partner, Phil X, the Crimson Dragons. Can they come up with a big upset over the Broken Standard here tonight? As Max Shearman is getting ready for his first title defense against Griteri.
The following tag team match is set for 1 fall. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 1,724 pounds, Edward Bronson, Grubber, the Broken Standard.
The Broken Standard has been nothing short of impressive. They are two of the biggest and strongest men we have ever seen here in the CWL. And the fact that anybody actually signs contracts to face these men is foolish, if I'm being honest.
I mean, here's the thing though. They aren't completely undefeated. There are cracks in the armor. I mean, obviously they did have the best showing at Supremacy. And they had a shot at the tag team titles a few months ago in that triple threat elimination match. Which, well, again, they put in a great showing. They did not come out on top. Now that they have a bit more experience under their belt, is the image going to be different at Jailbreak? That is going to be the big question going into the event, is can they do it this time after they failed when they were a less experienced tag team?
It's going to be interesting to see, because right now it may not be the tag team champions, but it could be future tag team champions that they're standing across the ring against. And as you mentioned, the YouTube champion.
And their opponents. First, Phil X.
Phil X making his way down to the ring right now. And, you know, Phil X had a match here last week where he introduced Carl Stone to Vindication, and it went Phil X's way.
Yeah, Carl Stone was introduced to Vindication and to these hands by Phil X, as he was able to pick up a substantial win over a former King of Genesis, a highly touted, signee. Now he needs to continue that momentum by beating the possible future tag team champions.
I'm interested to see what Phil X is able to do here. If he's even going to be able to connect with that spinning backbreaker that he does to someone like Bronson. That's a lot of beef to carry around for a backbreaker like that.
The announcer said they were like over 1,000 pounds or something. Now, I'm not going to say our announcer is wrong, but if they are indeed like 500 pounds apiece, I don't know if anyone in CWL could lift them. Anyone. Not even Pistolero.
Well, here we go as the sparklers here that Phil X likes to make his grand entrance with are going off, because we know that when it's Phil X, it's all about that rock and roll lifestyle. But now we expect the YouTube champion out here, and we're gonna see how this match goes. I'm very excited to see how this one goes.
And his tag team partner, weighing 225 pounds, from London, England, your YouTube champion, Max Sherman.
The two-time YouTube champion won that title for the first time at last year's Endgame, recently picked it up, and now if he defends it successfully against Griteri at Jailbreak, he'll walk into this year's Endgame as champion. But, you know, we've got to wonder if his head's fully in the game for this match here tonight, as, again, he's got that title match to worry about, and if we're putting it bluntly, him and Phil X are not necessarily a well-oiled machine in terms of tag team competition, maybe like the Broken Standard are. You've got to feel, even though he's a YouTube champion, the deck might be a little bit stacked against the Crimson Dragons here in this one.
And I'm ready for this match to begin. I don't know about you, Alex, but can you imagine how much the Crimson Dragons can just shake the foundation of the tag team division if they manage to pick up a win here?
And, you know, I've got to be honest, as we see Phil X able to drop Edward Bronson early into the match, but I've got to ask, I mean, if they pick up a win over the Broken Standard, do we possibly see a formation of the Crimson Dragons get added to the tag title match at Jailbreak? I mean, they would have beaten the #1 contenders. Surely that puts them up there in the rankings.
I would have to agree here, but Bronson is doing everything he can to not make that happen as those forearms. Look at this. This is why Bronson is such a scary individual. He doesn't care for your well-being. He just goes on and breaks people.
He definitely does just that. And he does it very well, might I add. But can he do that against someone like Max Sherman, who's a champion here? I mean, like I said, we've seen them. They didn't have the best showing at Supremacy, and Bubble recently coming off a loss to Colin Prince. But now that they're back in tag action, they're sort of back to their ways.
It's different when you're a tag team competitor and when you go into a singles match. You know, Brubble did have a little bit of a hardship as a singles competitor, but he found his groove as soon as he started the Broken Standard along with Bronson. So maybe this is where they belong. This is where they're going to be together and dominate.
That very well could be the idea. But first, like we've been saying, they need to get past the Crimson Dragon first. They can't afford to look over these two.
And now the YouTube champion is in as that leg whip puts down Brubble, but Brubble able to counter and now goes for that shoulder. And as he's dragging Max Sherman to the center of the ring, what has Brubble got in mind here?
I'm sure whatever it isn't looking good for the Crimson Dragons as he just gets tossed.
And a look at that Dragon Screw leg whip. Manages to take down Brubble, but Brubble gets right back up. Sherman, the YouTube champion, docked the clothesline, but he got caught with the second one.
As now Bronson gets tagged in, and this is where things can start to get dangerous for the Crimson Dragons, as he just gets dropped with that hip toss there.
Look at
it just
Bronson.
Tossed. He is truly just a scary individual. If I'm being completely honest, he is just truly a scary individual.
I don't think... Are there more words than scary? I think that we can come up with more words than just scary to really describe this man.
Devastating. Worrying. Destructive, like that forearm was, as he now goes into the cover.
And look at Phil X not even coming in to save his partner. Maybe he has had enough. Maybe he's just like, nah, I'm out. This is more than good enough for me.
I mean, I unfortunately would not put it past anyone for not wanting to step into the ring with Bronson, and that is exactly why, as he just choked out the YouTube champion like it was nothing.
That's a statement made by the Broken Standard.
And easily a statement. I mean, geez, just destructive in their force, in their power. And if you're Stargem LLC, well, let's just say you might want to be thinking of where you're going to send all that money after Jailbreak to your next of kin.
the winners of the match, the team of Edward Bronson, Brubble, the Broken Standard.
The Broken Standard have picked up the victory, and you can tell that that was entirely a message to Starjammer LLC at Jailbreak, that they're coming for those tag team championships, and there's absolutely nothing that they can do to stop them.
Yeah, no, I've got to agree with that one there, Chief. I mean, normally the champions going into any match, they're the favorites. I mean, because championship advantage, this, that, and what have you. I think any match with Broken Standard, if you don't think they're the favorites, you're high. But we now have our main event for the evening, Harris versus Xistro Horror, and this is high stakes. Winner gets added to the chamber. Both these men have history of Pistolero, and both these men have history with each other. Last year, Harris beat Xistro Horror to get into the main event of Endgame for the world title. Now he looks to block Xistro Horror from another world title shot, this time at Jailbreak. Can Harris do it twice in a row, or will Xistro get his revenge?
The following match is the main event of Vindication. Introducing first, representing the Crimson Dragons, weighing 200 pounds, from Moscow, Russia, Xistro Harris.
This is a man he's flirted with the world title for a few years now. I mean, last year, he won Gold in the Bank and got himself a shot at the title at Midsummer's Mayhem, fell short, lost. Then he made it all the way to the finals, to the world title tournament, to see who would face Chris Princess at Endgame, and he fell short once again to Harris. Now he's got another chance to reclaim what he feels is his destiny, which is the Vindication world title. He gets another chance, but to get that opportunity, he's going to need to do what he couldn't do last year, and that's beat Harris. And that's a very big ask for any man.
And his opponent, weighing 250 pounds, from Tacoma, Washington, Harris.
And now, speaking of redemption, speaking of revenge, this is a man who has had quite the history with our current world champion, Pistolero. Earlier in the season, it was him and Pistolero who went to war in Iron Tables. Arguably one of the greatest matches I've ever had the pleasure of calling from this commentary desk. But the story ends with Harris losing in Iron Tables. Now, he has a chance to rewrite the story, add a new ending, where he beats Pistolero inside the chamber. And at the show he won the world title last year, he's got a chance to walk into it this year and possibly main event again. But, again, standing in his way is Xistro Horror, and whoever the other people are in that chamber match. It is not a layup for Harris, but it's the best chance he's got.
This is going to be a very interesting matchup because both of these men have a lot to lose, and you know that they do not want to, they don't want this to be the end of it, because let's be honest, if Harris doesn't make the chamber and wins the championship, what else could he do at Endgame? Same goes for Xistro. We don't know if these men are even going to make Endgame if they don't win the chamber and win that championship.
And that's what's very crazy about this whole situation. Is this what gets in the way? Harris immediately trying to go for the takedown. Xistro Horror dodges and connects with a kick to the back. But if Harris, the person who won the main event of last year's Endgame, is not even on the card this year, you've got to feel that that would be a big... It would be a big morale drop on the side of Harris. Let's just call a spade here. I mean, that would be unheard of almost.
This would be the first endgame that Harris has missed. We know that he had that match with Sicario at the first endgame. As Evil Dead, he had that match against Michael Young at the second one. Then last year, main eventing the show, and you know, the heartwarming reception in Brazil was just amazing for Harris as he won the championship. But he wants to get back on top. He wants to get back there. He doesn't want to miss this end game. As you can see him right here, very unusual tactics here, choking the life out of Xistro Horror.
I mean, at the same time, though, we've been talking a lot about how Harris needs this. Xistro Horror has come so close, time and time again, to becoming a world champion in this company. He cannot afford to keep falling short before he stops just getting chances. I mean, we're in a similar situation, like I said, to last year. He has a chance to walk into Endgame with a world title match, and Harris is the one that's possibly stopping him from that. He has a singles win over Pistolero that he got last year, but can he get it this year is the main question at hand.
Especially with the way Pistolero has been not only carrying himself, but delivering at in the past few months. I'm not entirely sure how that is. The fact that he went in and asked for 5 men in a chamber just goes to show how much confidence and, you know, drive this man has.
Now we see Xistro going into the cover. Only a 1 count thus far, but you've got to feel for both men. It's going to take a lot more to put either down. They both need this. They both want this. But only one of them can have it. A shot at the chamber up for grabs. Xistro going for another quick cover, trying to do whatever it takes to keep Harris down.
Now Xistro Horror picks up Harris. Harris manages to reverse that. And both of them thought of going for a kick. And look at this, a Hurricane Rana by Xistro Horror, as now Harris is in a precarious spot here. And Xistro is just laying the boots there.
The Siberian Exterminator. Xistro Horror as he connects with the Siberian Claymore, looking to punch his ticket to the world title picture, but no.
And look at that, the disbelief again in the eyes of Xistro Horror. He went through this last year, but now he's going up top. We don't normally see this from Xistro. What's he got in mind? Oh, he was thinking Frog Splash, but Harris saw it coming, lifted up the legs, and now Xistro is in some pain here, as now Harris has got him up. The go to sleep connects, and that could be all she wrote for Xistro Horror. Is Harris going to the chamber too? But no, Xistro Horror able to kick out and continue this bout.
Both men, neither of them giving an inch, both of them hitting some of their best shots. But again, only one chairman gets a spot in that match, and neither one of them wants to be the one that is left out in the cold. As now Xistro sends Harris shooting off the ropes.
Now Xistro Horror looking at a standing moonsault.
As now a neck breaker connects to Harris. And we see him going up top once again. Could he be looking for the fall from grace here? He set up for it. Fall from grace connects. Hooking the leg to get himself a spot to beat Harris. No, at 2.9. The last possible second, Harris got his shoulder up.
And instead of delaying, you can see that he was telling the referee that was 3, but no time to wait as he gets right back on the attack. And now that leg whip right there once again. Xistro Horror is all fired up. He is telling Harris to get up to his feet, but Harris is having a tough time using the ropes to try and get back up here.
Harris has been getting rocked this match, but he's also been dealing out his fair share of punishment to Xistro. Both men not doing too great, but Xistro right now got that adrenaline coursing through him, doing whatever it takes.
Now Xistro with another Siberian Claymore. It connects. He goes right into the pinfall again. The referee is right there too. And is this going to be it? Harris somehow just nudged the shoulder up. Not even a full kick out. Just a nudge.
And now he's looking for another fall from grace, looking to put the exclamation point on this match. But Harris so wisely. And that's where the ring experience comes into play. as he rolls over onto his back, making it so that he cannot be hit with the fall from grace. Xistro Horror, though, going for it once again, but he knocks down the referee on accident. Xistro going to the top rope, looking to hit it. He connects, but the referee's down. The referee is down. Referee going into the cover as quick as he can. 1, 2. Oh my god. That was 3. But Xistro Horror inadvertently taking out the referee, costing himself the match. What a heartbreaker for Xistro.
And he has no one to blame but himself, whether it was accidental or not. Xistro Horror had the match won there if the referee had been up. But now Xistro Horror has to continue the assault here. Look at this. Code Red. The Code Red connects.
Code Red. And Xistro firing himself up. And Harris, he's been taking a lot of punishment, but he needs to start getting back into this one if he wants any chance of going to the chamber, of getting another shot for the world title. As Xistro just picks him up to his feet. Big flying forearm. And an atomic drop to Harris. And now a double leg drop kick. And a drop kick again.
Now Xistro, this could be his last grasp. As a Siberian Claymore connects once again. That has got to be it. Xistro Horror is going to the chamber. But Harris somehow still able to kick out.
European uppercut fighting to his feet. He's got to do whatever it takes to keep Xistro Horror down now. He cannot afford to take any more Siberian Claymores, anything else. As he connects with the inverted DDT Brain Buster. Goes into the cover, hooks the leg, but no. Both the men giving it everything. They've got every ounce of sweat, every drop of blood, everything they have to put this one away. But Harris might be the one to finally come up with that last big shot. Looking right to send a message to Pistolero. Falls into the cover, and Harris is going to jailbreak. What a match. What a comeback by Harris. But also, we saw the fall from grace connect twice from Xistro Horror. You've got to feel if he had not knocked down the referee going in for that second fall from grace, that second Phoenix splash, and there we see it connects perfectly, and he's got it hooked for like 1, 2, 3, but the ref was down, not able to count it. A heartbreaker for Xistro Horror, but a chance of redemption for Harris going into jailbreak.
The winner of the main event, Harris.
With Harris picking up the win, we now know all but one of the people that are going to be in the Vindication World title match at Jailbreak. We hope to find out the next one next week, and we hope you'll join us. That is all for Vindication. My name has been Alexander Shaw. He's been the chairman of the CWL. On behalf of everyone here, we are out of time. We are bidding you a very farewell adieu.